The Speaker recognizes Representative Singh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to oppose House Bill 4228. I'll keep my comments specifically around the higher education budget. I appreciate the fact that there is a 2% increase, a little over 2% increase to higher education, but I have to remind us of the history of what happened 2 years ago. 2 years ago, when we decided to balance the budget on the backs of middle-class families, we took a cut of 15% to our higher education institutions. Last year, we did a 3% increase. This year, a 2% increase. So if we look at the last 3 years, we're not better off in higher education. We're actually worse off in higher education funding. Now, we had an opportunity, after we had our targets come forward, of $450 million new dollars that we could allocate wherever we wanted to. And all we asked was that we take a look at 2%, $10 million towards higher education. And not a single one of those dollars went to higher education. Where does that show that we're investing in higher education? We all know that our higher education institutions are the economic engines of our communities and of our state. If you take a look at the Research Triangle in North Carolina, they're investing in those institutions. We're not doing that here in the state of Michigan with our big three of the University Research Corridor. Business leaders of Michigan have asked us to put in $100 million a year more into higher education funding for us just to keep up with the rest of the states in our country, let alone the rest of the world. So when I take a look at this budget and I say, are we actually positioning ourselves in a global economy? Are we going to be more competitive with China and other countries? I can't stand forward and say we are. Because 2 years ago, we cut 15%, and we are told today to applaud ourselves because we increased it by 2%. I can't stand for that, and neither can the state of Michigan. I urge all of my colleagues to oppose this bill and come back with a real bill that will actually invest in higher education and position us in a global economy. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.